Welcome to MrLupoo's first challenge lock. Yeah, MrLupoo, thank you very much for sending it to me. It's an ABUS 3-star lock. It's a 6-pinner. And here is the key with a pretty good bidding, I have to say. And with a nice attachment to the keychain. I have to admit that I picked it a couple of times before, but the initial picking would have been taken too long for a video. But meanwhile I figured out the secret of this little lock, and I can hopefully show you a picking that will take not too much time. So I cannot show you the key operating because MrLupoo told me not to use the key because it's very sticky and I don't want to risk that the key gets locked in the lock, or I don't know. So I hope we don't need the key and just be able to pick it. I use a 1.0mm Peterson pry bar to tension the lock from the pin side and use this thick Peterson deforest to pick the pins. So apply medium to heavy tension and it stops at 4. Click and the plug turned. Nothing more. So see what's going on. Okay, I release tension a little bit. No pin returns, so nothing overset yet. And touched 3 or 4 and the plug turned a little bit further. There is counter rotation from 4. And a little bit from 6, and we've got a little false set already. It was 6, I think that was, and 6 and 5. I worked on those 2 pins and we've got a deeper false set now. So let's see how this continues. I think now I get feedback from 2. Worked on 2 and the false set increased even more. Now I got counter rotation from 2. Let's see if I can pick it. Picking the lock out of this out of this false set is quite hard, and I think I got it. And let's see if the lock will open. And we've got it open. Here we go. Let's look at the plug. We can see all the chambers are smooth. Very nice round plug, but nothing special here. So these are the key pins. Now let's look at the drivers. Okay, let's quickly look in the Bible if the chambers are anything else than standard, but I think they are standard nothing modified here. Alright, look at the pins. Here we go. So we have a very nicely made split pin or pin in pin as key pin in number 1. So you can imagine when this separates and you overset, then you're done. So very nice. Then with a slightly serrated driver, serrated key pin in 2 with a giant spool as driver. Then we have interesting combination here. That's a T-pin or tapered, yeah, it's a T-pin but with a smaller diameter than the rest of the pins, and also a key pin with a smaller diameter with a very sharp lip at the end. Standard key pin in 4 with a slightly tapered driver. Then we have another T-pin in 5 with a, doesn't actually look like a key pin, no tip, interesting, and a serrated key pin in 6 with a serrated driver pin with a giant spool. Very cool lock, very interesting feedback. Took me a while to figure out how to pick it quickly. Yeah, MrLupoo, thank you very much for sending me your very first challenge lock. And yeah, everybody else, I hope you had fun watching me picking this lock, and until we meet again, yeah, happy picking and cheers, bye bye.